I've had a couple users recently ask me how to do pre-assigned starting times. So maybe you've got everyone starting 5 minutes apart or 1 minute apart, or you've got a group of 50 starting at one time, another group of 50 starting a few minutes later, whatever. So I was going to show you how to do that in this video. Let's go ahead and pull up the race I'm timing this weekend. And really, and we don't have to really start here. We could start with Excel or OpenOffice or whatever you've got that's a processor like that. So really what we got to do is we need three columns. We need one that is the bib number. So let's just start like bib number 1, 2, and so on. Next, you need the date timestamp. And it can be any format really, but I think let's use a traditional format of either 5, for example, this weekend, 5/16/2026, and then the time. So let's say 8 hours, minutes, seconds, and then either AM, PM, or whatever. Right, so let's say we got some value like that. And the thing that tells the system that it's a chip start time is simply the word true. And what this is doing, this is emulating or matching what is created by the tag read system here. And so if we actually open up the tag read file, you'll see that in fact, that's a bunch of activity of me just messing around. Let me see if this computer has any tag read data. So this is in the C users public documents. So documents. Actually, I gotta go see users. Let's see if I got some old results on this computer. This is a new computer, so I probably didn't have very much, but hopefully me just playing around it will have some. Um, okay, so you see here, this is the tag read format. This is what's expected to be the format that's expected in the import here. So it's got the bib number or the EPC of the tag. It's got the date timestamp. You see the format here. So it looks like, oh yeah, hours, minutes, seconds, and the AM, PM. I believe really any datetime format that a computer can just cast as a date, any string that is a recognizable date will work. So if you did like year, month, day, and then the time, that's fine too. Or probably military time is fine. But I would probably try to match this format. And then the last thing is, you see this false value? False represents that is not a chip start. That wasn't captured while the chip start checkbox was checked. Or if you're doing starts and finishes, then when that tag crossed, it was either a start because it was the first time it saw them, or within the gap time, or it was outside the gap, or you didn't have the chip starts checked. So basically, true represents a chip start, false represents a chip finish. And so if we're going to create a file with preassigned times, this is the format we did to match, except for the word true at the end. So let's go ahead and open this up. So that's essentially what we're going to create here. Again, we could create it manually by simply dragging a bunch of things here, and then let's say we're going to copy this value. Let's say it's every 1 minute they're going to start. Then I'll just bump this up by 1 minute, and then that should let us drag this all the way down. And then the same here, since that's the same value, we should be able just to go true. Get rid of that. And so if I were to import this, let's go File, Save As. And I'll show you a faster way to do this if you had a bunch of random numbers. So we're going to call this chip start preassigned chip starts or something like that. You get the idea. We're going to save it as CSV or text. Either one is fine, I believe. So we'll save it as that. Sure, whatever. Only the active sheet was saved. Oh, I guess it's got 2 or 3 sheets. That's fine. Just give me the active sheet. Hopefully that worked. We'll just try it and see. So now we should be able to import this file. And let's see, did it do anything? Yeah, okay, so I hit refresh. Looks like it didn't refresh it for me because I don't know why. But if we refresh it, then it should have 5/16, 8/08, 8/11, 8/12. So you see they're pre-assigned. And now it looks like this race is actually scheduled to start at 7, the half marathon. Yeah, so that's why it's got an hour and 1 minute and 2 minutes and so on. So essentially that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get the bib number in column 1, the date timestamp in column 2, and then the word true in column 3. And then you can import them. But let me show you a shortcut that might help. So if you simply needed to get, let's say you've got a bunch of random numbers, or you wanted to get every number of the entire race. So I can click on view all participants, and this is all the participants for this weekend. And I can go export to file. And then here, I created one earlier just goofing off called chip start setup or whatever. And I put this, you don't have to put this column here, but I did just for the heck of it. Bib number, race start time. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the race scheduled start time. That would be really handy if I had that in here. So maybe I'll add that in the future if I can remember. But whenever we export this will give you every bib number and kind of a template for a date time. So this is what it gives you here. So all the bib numbers, and all you got to do is add the time, and then of course add the true value. And we don't need this column header here. So let's delete that. So now we can drag this down. So now all these are going to be chip start times, and all we have to do is actually set the date time here. And again, I don't have a shortcut for that, but maybe there's some secret formula, that you can easily say, hey, add 5 minutes to all these, and you just drag it down or something. So obviously, people got different start times. You may be starting in blocks or whatever. So however you can get this format, and then once you save it, then as you saw, you just go click on import, select your file with all of your bib numbers, your start time, the times are scheduled to start, the word true as the third column, and you'll see that comes across here. Now, if you start the race and practice, and do results, just be aware that if you hit finish race, it's going to ask you, do you want to clear those chip start times? Let's do reset race. And if you hit yes, it's going to clear them. So you're free to test it and not lose the things as long as you hit no that you don't want to clear the start times. That way you can do your test, make sure it all works, whatever else if you want to. Just if you reset the race back to 0 and you mistakenly clear them, you're going to have to re-import that file. So anyways, I hope that gives you some guidance and makes it easy to add pre-assigned starting times.